So in this video, I want to talk about High School DxD again. It's been some weeks since last time I talked about it, but there have been some questions that I've been seeing in the comment sections about High School DxD, and there's also some bit of misinformation, or also just misunderstanding about High School DxD, because there have been some places on X and some websites as well, and some YouTube videos, I'm pretty sure, are probably out there doing the same, because of the announcement of High School DxD Jr., which is a side story to do with other characters that do have the main cast entering, but because of how the initial announcement was made, some people have misunderstood it and some people have deliberately twisted the context of it just so they can push the idea that High School DxD Jr. is Season 5, which makes no sense because there has been no announcement of a anime at all to do with High School DxD. It's just High School DxD Jr. is a side story light novel series, which the official Twitter page does mention. So what they do is they frame it in a way of saying, hey, if you've watched seasons 1 through 4 of the anime and you want to try out High School DxD Jr., well then that's fine, because High School DxD Jr. happens right after the anime. But this is where some people are saying, oh, so it's a sequel to the anime. It's like, no, it's a side story. It's just, they're telling you the timeline of being like, hey, if you've watched seasons 1 through 4, or read through volumes 1 through 10 of the light novels, then you can consume High School DxD Jr. because that is where it continues on from as far as the side story goes, with, of course, new characters and some special guests from other characters, and there are actually a fair few from the main story, the main cast, that are in this story itself. So that's what it means. It's just saying, hey, if you're an anime only and you want to try out High School DxD Jr., then you can. Or if you're a light novel fan and you've read from volumes 1 through 10, then you can try out High School DxD Jr., because that's where it continues on from as far as the side story goes. But of course, there were some X accounts that were trying to claim that High School DxD Jr. is a sequel to Season 4 and Volume 10, which then made people believe that Season 5 is High School DxD Jr., which is not true. So I just want to clarify that, because that has been going around, and I do not understand why some webs... Well, actually, I do know why. It's impressions farming on X. And of course, websites and all that, they do it, of course, because they get clicks, because they can then put Season 5 in the title, which makes sense. I get it. We're all going to make that cheddar somehow, but I just kind of wish when they, like, for example, on X, when they framed it, they just didn't go with the way that they framed it, because even the official X account for High School DxD doesn't even say it close to that. Now, the next thing that I have been seeing is this concern that High School DxD Jr. is going to replace the main story because of the fact that the author has been so sick. So they're kind of like, oh, well, this is going to get the main attention and we're not going to get much attention. The author has come out over that period of time saying, hey, you know, they are working on the next volume, give some time and they'll get to that. So there is, you know, a light at the end of the tunnel as far as things go, of being like, hey, we will get the next volume for High School DxD, the main story. We just got to be patient. And you got to understand that the author's health isn't, you know, springing back to full health. They're taking things slow and steady. So one step at a time, and I'm sure we will get there. Now, as far as Season 5 goes, I still believe that Season 5 is an inevitability. That's just my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. But I think it's just important to be patient. You've got to remember the author's health hasn't exactly been great, which is why the light novel main story has taken as long as it has. We also still have the mobile game planning to come out, done by G123. I've voiced my concerns about it, but at the end of the day, I just see it as overall a net positive for the community as far as getting extra art, and then also just it bringing in the profitability that it will guarantee us a Season 5 in my point of view. So I have that hope that that will continue to push that chance up. Then of course you've got the fact that the merchandise has been ramping up very well. There's a lot of high production anime figures coming out. I can't show them because YouTube will punish me for showing them, but you gather that they're pretty raunchy out there. And if you want to find them, just go to a site like Ami AMI for spelling, and just look up High School DxD and you'll find a bunch of different figures that are being released, and also merchandise as well. So it's not just figures but other stuff as well, like posters, little like plastic figure stands and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of merchandise being released, so it really shows that there's a lot of interest. That's a very positive thing, and that's still ramping up. Even since I last talked about it like 3 or so weeks ago, there's even more stuff that's been announced and on sale now. So if you watched before that last video, have a look again. You might find some stuff that might interest you. I think there's also some shirts as well. So all of those things look positive to me. I know some people have given up on season 5, and that's fine. If you've given up, that's fine. Move along. But coming to these videos telling me that you've given up for the 60th time, when I'm sitting here telling you for the 60th time I've not given up, it's just a recipe for disaster. It's like a rock. It's like an unmovable object and an unstoppable object just ramming into each other. It's a recipe for disaster. But at the end of the day, it's you. If you want to be tortured, then by all means click on the video, and at that point you probably are. If anything does change, I will definitely announce it on the channel, but I can understand some of the concerns for High School DxD Jr. I understand it. I don't quite share the same opinion. I'm just going to wait and see how things go, where people think that High School DxD Jr. is going to take over the main series. I did see a lot of complaining online, people saying that because it's... I will note on one thing that's in it. It is Yuri based. There is some Yuri bait in it, so some girl on girl action, which if that's what you're into, that's great. And if you're not, then you can avoid the series or the side story. But reason why I bring it up is because there are some fans that are saying that the Yuri in it is going to entice a community over to High School DxD that is going to make the community worse, because of course we know what the main story is about. It's about Issei building his harem of girls. It's clear what the story is about, and the concern is that that fan base is going to come over into the main story and try and push a story that isn't really wanted, and so their concern is that. Now that doesn't mean that the next volume of High School DxD Jr. is going to be Yuri based. It might just be a little bit of a story. I haven't read the volume, so I would have to read it to fully get the grasp of it, but there has been a lot of concern, and some people have used the comparison of Index and Railgun, and how Railgun has become more of the main story and the main sort of where the main fan base is, and so their concern is that High School DxD Jr. will take over. Again, I don't share that concern right now, but I understand what they're trying to communicate, but we just have to wait and see where things are. Again, the author's health hasn't exactly been in the best spot, so I'm just not expecting anything too crazy right now from the author until he gets his health a little bit more in a better state where he can release more volumes. And I really do hope he does, because I really do enjoy High School DxD and I look forward to more volumes to come out. But I also do think if there's going to be some more volumes, I think that would be a great time to announce a season 5. That way it all kind of coincides with a new sort of mobile game cash grab. Then you've got all the merchandise, you've got the new volume, you've got the English releases, you've got High School DxD Jr. All of those things kind of align perfectly together, and I think it bodes for a massive, beautiful combination of cross sort of promotion and profitability, which would be more of an incentive of why season 5, in my opinion, is an inevitability. But that's just how I see it from a marketing and profitability standpoint, so yeah, it is what it is. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think of High School DxD's Junior's whole situation? Because it's definitely been one of those where there's definitely been some interesting concerns, some interesting debates about it, but also just some people like screaming doom and gloom, the end of the world. So kind of curious to see where it all ends up going, and I may talk about it at some point in the future again when we have more information, or just I generally want to discuss about what the story is and how, whether it's a review or analysis, it will be on the other channel, but if it's a general season 5 kind of mixture thing, then it will be on this channel. So again, love to know your thoughts. If you like this video, hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you beautiful nerds in the next video.